Thanks, Mum. What's going on, internet? How is it going? I'm Dan Howles,
aka Dover,
that is the illustrious Dan Loder,
aka Slodey,
and this is the 2D Show. Slowed, today is Wednesday. It's your topic.
Yes.
What are we talking about today, homie?
We're going to talk, though. I don't know if you've heard much about this in the news. The upcoming first head transplant operation.
I'm sorry, were you talking to me?
Yes. You are the only other person in this room. I started with, well, Dove, like I do every Wednesday. Like, you know, like we haven't talked about this. Like we neither of us know what we're talking about. Like we haven't discussed this at length over the past week. And like, this is the first time you've heard about this topic.
The past week? Are you fucking kidding me, Sloan? You've never had a topic prepared for a week in your fucking life.
So I'm going to let's go into this again. Remember your lines.
Sorry, okay.
Well, Dove. Sorry, should we do that again? Do you want to start?
Take. So, Slode, what are we talking about today?
Well, Dove, I don't know if you've heard much about this in the news.
Heard about what, Slode?
Have you heard about the first head transplant that's going to take place apparently this year? Oh, Dove.
No, I have not heard too much apart from what you have told me over the last week.
So apparently this year is the year that we're going to see the first head transplant. Well, the reason why is because there's a gentleman who is paralyzed from the neck down. He's basically like a terminal condition. He will eventually die because his respiratory muscles will stop working.
How is he alive now? Machines?
He's in a wheelchair from what I can see on there. It's like a gradual condition. There's a surgeon who wants to perform this head transplant and believes he can do it. And this gentleman has volunteered for it.
He's got nothing to lose, really.
Well, I assume he's like, it's going to improve his quality of life if it works. 31, the gentleman's having it.
Wow, that's young.
Yeah.
But then is there any point doing this procedure on a guy who's 78? My stepman has, or may have had, I'm not sure if he's even still alive, but knew someone who's like, was wheelchair bound and like the muscles would literally like eat themselves and turn to fat, which sounds horrible.
The surgeon who wants to do it claims that it would take 150 medical staff.
Wow.
36 hours.
Wow.
To carry out the operation.
Why?
The first step would be to freeze the head and the body to stop brain cells from dying. So basically just freeze everything, stop it all dying.
By freeze, are we saying like, oh, you've got into a bath and it's cold? Or do we mean we're chucking bits of you into a fucking freezer so they don't deteriorate?
He said the first step would be to freeze it. The neck would then be cut and tubes connecting key arteries and veins fitted. So we'd put like all the gear in place to like connect everything up. Then you'd have to cut the spinal cord. The head is then moved onto the donor body and the spinal cords fused together. Muscles, veins and organs are then reattached and the skin is stitched together.
Just like that. How many people are in a generic surgery? Or is there no such thing as a generic surgery?
You tend to have a surgeon or two. You tend to have two surgeons. You then have anesthetics. There'll be like one or two of them. So 2 anesthetic doctors. You'll have a scrub nurse. You'll have a couple of like ODPs then.
Talking 10 people?
Talking about 10 people. For like an operation that's been done millions of times.
Saying about 10 people a generic surgery. And how long does an average surgery last? Like maybe
depends on the operation,
but a day's work.
A few hours.
A day's work,
yeah,
right? There's no... I've never heard of a 36-hour surgery.
That is quite a long
Even
time.
in films. Oh, we did it in like 14 hours.
Surgery like gets refined and over the years. Like it's kind of like as they do it more and more, they can find like more efficient ways to do it.
Oh yes, crap.
And yeah, so as it's the first time it's been done, I can see why it would take that long.
So who's the donor? Who's the donor body? That guy's already dead, or?
It'll be the same as like an organ transplant. Someone who's brain dead.
So the body has to be alive.
Yeah.
The way they said it is they're going to freeze him first, then sever it, just so that the decomposition doesn't already happen.
I think that's basically what they're going to do. Like freeze everything. They can like they have enough time to do it then, because to keep something going for 36 hours.
They've just got a Monster Energy nurse just running around like shots.
I don't think this operation's ever been attempted. So it does kind of sound like science fiction. He's been nicknamed Dr. Frankenstein because effectively that's what he's doing. I'll be really interested to see if it works because I think there is potential there to improve a lot of lives.
Why wouldn't it be? I know it's a really stupid question, but why wouldn't it work?
I think part of it is to do with the speed that you can freeze the body at. Obviously, you put something in the freezer, you have to leave it in there for a couple of hours before it freezes. Like if you do make ice cubes, it takes a couple of hours. You need to stop generating heat for a start. You can't generate enough heat, you become hypothermic and you die. It's a cause of cardiac arrest, hypothermia. That would happen before you would freeze to the point where you were like in a preserved state.
How fast does a brain like die?
8 minutes without oxygen and you'll have brain damage. Like brain cells will start to die after
in 8 minutes? Fuck! Because you hear about stories like we know someone who had his thumb chopped off. They put it back on like the same day and he can't bend his thumb. Like, how the fuck are you going to reattach a spine?
That's where the freezing part of it comes in, because when you have like a trauma where like your thumb gets cut off, it already starts to die as soon as it's cut off. If you could freeze it fast enough,
You could put it back on.
theoretically you could put it back on and it'd be fine. So what they do is they basically literally open it up, push the bones back together as best they can, and then just nail them in place.
That sounds fucking brutal.
It is brutal.
Is the only reason they haven't done this yet because they're waiting for a suitable body to do it with? Or have they got a date in mind? Like, why are they waiting so long? And why are we not doing this to like Stephen Hawking?
Their main issue is going to be the spinal cord. Like blood vessels, you can attach those back up.
Do nerves and shit not matter though? Like, that is like an intricate web. Like, you can't just...
Your spinal cord's where it all goes to, though. All the nerves in your fingers and all your body come back to your spinal cord, and that goes up to your brain. The guy, he's basically said they've come up with this like miracle glue, which they will use to like put the spinal cord back together.
What the fuck?
And will automatically start that. Your body's really good at healing itself, so it'll...
But it's not his body. I drink
The
too
way
much
you
and blah, blah,
died.
blah. Like, I'm sure my insides aren't the prettiest. And I get shot in the head, right? So the rest of my body is fine. They wouldn't be like, oh, fuck, we can use his liver.
It depends on what condition your body's in.
I'm dead.
If you get shot, like, you're going to lose blood, which means your organs are going to be starved of oxygen and they're going to have damage. It tends to only be like if someone has like an aneurysm. That would be the donor body. It would be someone who would be like declared dead to see if you can do it.
This
It is
fucking
brutal. It is dark.
Man. That's surgery, I guess.
But I think when you boil it down, it is not much different to organ donation in a traditional sense.
I don't get how you can fucking weld a throat together.
Stitch it. You stitch them together and they'll repair themselves.
But the bottom body's not alive.
Well, that's what they need to... That's the part that they need to, like, sort out.
Don't understand this. But thank you for watching, guys. This has been the 2D Show. I'm Dan Howles. That's Dan Loder. And remember, you can find us 3 times a week. Every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday. And if you want to get your topics on the 2D Show for the Friday topic, then you can email us.
Topics@2dshow.com.
Or tweet us.
At 2D Show.
Using the hashtag.
Chew it out. Show me what you got.
Synergy, bitch.
I like what you got.
You can... I've still not seen that.
Dude, you need to watch more.
You can do certain things like going to youtube.2dshow.com to like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that fucking fantastic stuff. Go to facebook.com/2D Show to like us on Facebook. Keep up to date with sort of our updates and posts and all that sort of jazz. You can comment, like, do all that stuff. Give us topics on there as well. And you can generally just stay as sexy as you are because you're looking damn good. Peace. We'll see you Friday.